There are cars that demand your attention. And then there are machines that steal your breath before you even realize you're staring. The 2026 Lamborghini Huracan SUV belongs to the latter. The first time you see it, especially cloaked in deep matte black, it doesn't even look like a car. It looks like a vision. Something forged in shadows, born from a place where imagination and rebellion collide. It stands there like a myth brought to life, a predator disguised as luxury, a statement carved in steel and carbon fiber. In that instant, you know Lamborghini has rewritten the rules of performance, style, and presence in a single, unforgettable stroke. Imagine an icon reborn, not just stretched into the future, but elevated into another dimension entirely. The Huracan SUV isn't just Lamborghini building an SUV, it's Lamborghini daring the world to rethink what an SUV can be. Forget everything you think you know about practicality or compromise. This isn't a compromise, it's a declaration of war on mediocrity. Its stance, its silhouette, the matte black finish that doesn't reflect light, it devours it. Everything about it speaks a language only Lamborghini dares to speak. One glance tells you, this isn't a luxury toy. It's a machine sculpted for legends. SUVs are meant to look imposing. But the Huracan SUV? It looks predatory. The design is sharper, bolder, and completely unapologetic. The front fascia wears a fierce scowl, with dagger-like headlights slicing through the night. Every line feels deliberate, not just aerodynamic, but symbolic, like it's carving itself out of the ordinary world into something untouchable. This is not a city cruiser. It's a battlefield weapon dressed in elegance. The matte black paint turns into a character of its own. Under the light, it doesn't shimmer. It absorbs. It pulls everything into its orbit. It's stealth wrapped in grace, a shadow dressed as speed. Parked, it looks ready to pounce. In motion, it stalks, like a panther unleashed. And that's what Lamborghini does best, transforming metal and paint into emotion and soul. Then there's the sound. The Huracan SUV borrows the spirit of its coupe sibling, the same feral roar, refined and amplified to suit its massive frame. Press the ignition and the engine growls awake, deep, guttural, alive. Rev it, and it turns into a savage symphony, primal and intoxicating, like an opera written for the gods of speed. Lamborghini knows that sound isn't just noise, it's identity, it's seduction. It's a reminder that this machine isn't just powerful, it's alive. On the open road, the Huracan SUV doesn't blend into traffic. It announces itself like a storm. Its hybrid twin-turbo V8 doesn't whisper. It commands. The power is staggering. A wave of torque and speed that throws you forward with breathtaking precision. This isn't reckless energy, it's controlled chaos. The SUV doesn't just accelerate, it catapults. It grabs the road and bends it to its will. Corners that should make you nervous, you attack them. Straightaways become playgrounds. It's addictive. Step inside and you don't enter a cabin. You enter a cockpit. Every detail screams purpose. The dashboard isn't made to make you relax. It's made to make you feel alive. Sharp hexagonal lines, red accents glowing through carbon fiber and Alcantara. The interior feels like a jet fighter crossed with Italian artistry. The steering wheel is sculpted for control. The seats grip you like armor. And the digital cluster transforms depending on your mood. Refined in the city, wild on the track. Every switch, every paddle feels engineered to remind you. This isn't just an SUV with a badge. This is a Lamborghini. But what truly separates the Huracan SUV isn't just design, performance, or luxury. It's spirit. This machine refuses to fit into any category. It doesn't compete. It dominates. Porsche, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Bentley. They've all made SUVs, but none of them have dared to build this. Lamborghini hasn't made a car that feels like an SUV, or an SUV that feels like a car. They've built something completely new, something untouchable. Drive it through the city, and every head turns. Park it, and people stop. Phones come out, whispers begin. Take it to the mountains, and it devours terrain with impossible precision. On the track, it reminds you of its Huracan roots. Brutal, agile, alive. Wherever it goes, it owns the moment. But the real story is the emotion it gives you. Cars can be fast, cars can be beautiful, but few can move you. The Huracan SUV makes you feel untouchable, like you're not just driving a machine, you're commanding a legend. It's not transportation, it's transformation. Not utility, freedom reborn. The 2026 Lamborghini Huracan SUV in matte black is more than a car. It's a message. A message that Lamborghini doesn't follow trends, it creates them. A message that you don't need to choose between practicality and passion. A message that some machines are not meant to be understood, only experienced. This isn't a car for everyone. It's for the dreamers, the rebels, the ones who still believe driving is about emotion, power, and art. Close the door, grip the wheel, hit the ignition. What follows isn't just a drive, it's a story. And that story begins with a roar that shakes not just the road beneath you, but something deep inside you, too. That's the magic of Lamborghini. That's the legacy of the Huracan. And now, reborn as an SUV, it's darker, sharper, and more unapologetic than ever. The world has never seen an SUV like this before, and maybe it never will again. But then came the 2026 Ferrari A12 GTS SUV. And in an instant, every definition we had of beauty, excess, rebellion, etched in metal and leather collapsed into dust. I want you to imagine this with me. A Ferrari no longer bound to the low, razor-sleek silhouettes that carved its legacy. No longer confined to sunlit coastal switchbacks or racetrack folklore. This Ferrari stands taller, broader, its lungs filled with air like a mythological creature rising after centuries of sleep. Its body wrapped in royal blue sport paint. A shade so deep and commanding it feels ceremonial, like something reserved for crowns, oceans, and gods. The first moment my eyes met it, my pulse didn't race. It hesitated, caught between disbelief and awe. As if I were standing before a storm that had learned patience instead of restraint. Ferrari, the House of Maranello. A name that has always sculpted desire into form, turning speed into emotion and metal into myth. But this SUV isn't just a new chapter. It feels like the entire philosophy was ripped apart, rewritten in fire, and signed with defiance. This is not an SUV borrowing Ferrari cues. It does not imitate rivals. It does not ask permission. The A12 GTS SUV stands like an alien among the ordinary, something born not in factories, but in obsession and thunder. The royal blue paint absorbs shadows like deep water. Under city lights it sharpens, electric and regal. Under the sun it glows with confidence, reflecting the sky as if claiming ownership of it. You don't think Ferrari made an SUV. You realize Ferrari declared war on limits. And hasn't that always been the point? Every angle carries violence softened by grace. The nose leans forward, unmistakably Ferrari. The headlights narrow into a predatory stare, focused, deliberate, merciless. The flanks swell with muscle, arches tense like something breathing beneath the skin. And the rear monumental. Tail lights carved, not placed. Exhausts aligned like artillery. A stance so wide it feels like the ground itself is yielding. This isn't polite. It isn't quiet. It isn't meant to be. Ferrari has never believed passion should be gentle. Beauty isn't here to soothe. It's here to leave marks. Step closer and the details begin to whisper their secrets. Carbon fiber threading through the body like veins in marble. Vents and intakes shaped not just for cooling but for drama. The prancing horse resting against that royal blue surface, glowing with authority rather than flash. This isn't automotive design, it's sculpture. Something closer to art than engineering. And yet beneath the theater lies ruthless function. Aerodynamics encoded into every curve. Balance hidden inside aggression. This SUV isn't trying to be loved by everyone. It's trying to be unforgettable to those who dare to feel. Inside, the myth sharpens. This is no sanctuary, it's a command center. You don't sit down, you are claimed. Black Alcantara and deep leather wrap around you like armor tailored to your body. The seats hold you with intent. The steering wheel alive in your hand still carries the Manatino, still demands respect. The paddles wait like a secret only courage can unlock. The dashboard blends old-world craftsmanship with futuristic resolve. Screens glow where needed, never begging for attention. Ferrari understands something others forget. Connection matters more than distraction. Even surrounded by luxury, there's an undercurrent of purpose. This isn't a lounge, it's a weapon dressed in elegance. Press the start button and the illusion of civility evaporates. The engine doesn't whisper, it doesn't purr, it erupts. A 12-cylinder symphony tuned to madness, echoing through an exhaust designed not just to perform, but to be remembered. In an age obsessed with silence and efficiency, Ferrari dares to scream. This towering gladiator announces itself with a sound that bends spines and stops conversations. A reminder of when machines had souls. Yes, the numbers are terrifying. Over 800 horsepower, acceleration that defies mass, a top speed that feels almost criminal. But numbers aren't the story. The feeling is, on the move, the A12 GTS SUV becomes a contradiction that shouldn't exist. Something this tall shouldn't dance, but it does. Ferrari bends physics into obedience. The chassis glides. The suspension adapts. The steering speaks alive, weighty, precise. The brakes don't panic, they command. This is power wielded with intelligence. And beyond all the engineering brilliance, what this SUV truly does is awaken something dormant inside you. It reminds you why cars once mattered, why they weren't appliances, why they were art you could drive, rebellion you could feel, poetry written in motion. The 2026 Ferrari A12 GTS SUV wasn't built to please markets. It was built to haunt dreams, to ignite arguments, to make people feel again. As the revs climb and the sound swells into something almost religious, you realize this machine isn't asking you to drive it. It's demanding participation, surrender, commitment. When it finally goes quiet, when the echoes fade and silence dares return, you're left with an ache. Because you know you've experienced something rare. Something that won't be repeated the same way again. The royal blue body still glows under fading light, like embers refusing to die. And in that moment, it becomes clear. Ferrari hasn't just made another car. They've created a myth, a question, not an answer. How far are you willing to go for passion? How much are you willing to feel?